Percy Jackson and the Olympians by Rick Riordan is one of my favorite series of all time. It's a fun adventure, generally lighthearted, but will occasionally discuss some more difficult topics and has very lovable characters. But it was sometime a couple of years ago while I was reading Sea of Monsters for probably like the fourth time when I realized at least one reason why I love it so much. As a note, I'm specifically talking about the original 5 books. I've only read the first of the Heroes of Olympus and haven't even started Chalice of the Gods, so this is specifically referring to Lightning Thief through Last Olympian, though I am sure that the same points carry over to the other books. Anyways, what I love so much about these books is the empathy and the understanding that people aren't one-dimensional. I realized this because of Clarice. Clarice is really mean, especially in the first book, but you know what she also is? A good leader. In book 2, she's one of the main people responsible for taking care of the bronze bulls that are attacking and making sure that the camp is safe from monsters while Thalia's tree is dying. And when the mechanical birds end up making her win the chariot race, she's upset and doesn't accept it as a victory because it wasn't really a fair win. This shows that Clarice has very admirable traits as well. She's a well-rounded person instead of a cardboard cutout bully stereotype. If this was a different story, Clarice probably would have stayed strictly as the jerk character who isn't a villain but is certainly an antagonist. Maybe she would have begrudgingly accepted the hero at the last book during the final battle or after the hero saves their life or something, but that's not what happens. Instead, we're allowed to see Clarice as a person, not just a bully. She never really comes to like Percy and the rest of the gang, but they earn her respect at the end of book 2. She's still definitely not the nicest person in book 5, but she ends up maturing and providing critical aid. What I love about this is not just that it makes her a more fleshed out character, it's the message it provides. A theme of inclusion and acceptance is abounding in the entire series, and I love that so much. Building empathy and seeing things from many different viewpoints is one of my very favorite things about literature. No, Clarice isn't in the right for many of the things that we see her do, but she's not simplified to just being a jerk. Most people aren't going to just be one thing. So much of this story has themes centering around inclusion, acceptance, viewing others as real people, etc., and I find this incredibly important. Everyone needs to be loved, everyone needs a place that they can call home, everyone needs to be respected and treated as a person, even if, like Clarice, they've made some less than ideal decisions. It doesn't matter if their brain works differently, it doesn't matter what they look like, what matters is that they're a person and deserve to be treated as such. That's why I think the series is so important. Stories teach lessons, whether intentionally or not, and in a world with fear abounding of people who look or behave differently from you, inclusive messages in stories are very much needed. So that's why I love these books. That's why I think it's important for kids to read them. If you'd like to tell me your thoughts on the matter, I'd love to hear them, but regardless, thanks for listening, and goodbye.